I believe this is part 5, possibly part 4. But if we are lucky, this is the final video so I can start posting these things. Okay, as a martial artist, you have to understand one of two things is a factor. Alright? You will fight, either in the dojo, in the ring, or whatever. You will feel pain. You will get hit. There's no way around pain. This is an important part of this video series because pain is something that can be controlled to an extent. Pain is something that can make you or break you. If you have a high tolerance for pain, you know, you're good. I'm not going to knock myself out with little flash punches, okay? You can hear those, they don't hurt. But for someone else to hit you, it's not going to be the same as that. See, hitting hard here, these are parts of your flesh that were made to take pain. Chest, guts, thighs, ass, trap, this muscle, inside, outside. Those are parts that were made to absorb pain. Okay? In here, not so much. So, praying mantis, jab in there, you're going to do some damage. You know, someone throws a straight punch and you jab their shit with a praying mantis strike, you know, or a snake, or a crane, and you get them up in here in these little indentions, and you're fixing to do damage. The trick is you actually have to have contact and sense of awareness of their body to achieve that. Because I know you're all just thinking, that's not possible. How are you gonna snake strike or crane strike or mantis strike when they're throwing a jab? Or you're gonna block and strike, or you're gonna block and strike. Or you're gonna block and strike. Or you're gonna block and strike at the same time when they throw that punch and you wrap and strike down. So, you know, it does work. It's just all about your timing and the location of your opponent's fist and your face. So if you're going to block and strike at the same time, you're going to do mantis. It works better because it's the same thing. It's like a blocking here and you're striking at the same time. So it does help to have someone to use when demonstrating or showing or describing a punch or a kick or something like that. I have learned this now, which is why my videos suck. But as a lesson in that, you know, if they're throwing a punch and you need to know where to strike, I will give you the thing about pain is that in a controlled environment, you don't feel that much of it because you're pity patting. In an uncontrolled environment, let me rephrase that. Fuck that word environment. In an uncontrolled scenario where it's real, it's not been choreographed to death, it's existing for a reason. You're literally in a fight. That is where you have to learn how to use what, when, and where. That is also where you need to know what your pain threshold is. If you can take a lot of hits, you're not going to be going to sleep no time soon. If you can't take a lot of hits, well, it's nice knowing you. You're going to sleep. You know, a lot of people are honest when they teach you martial arts that if you are in a fight, you are going to get hit. It does not matter how good your defenses is. It matters on how good your opponent is on their attack. And if their attack is off the chain, you're going to have a problem. So here's where honesty comes in. Pain is called pain for a reason. You're going to feel it probably 2 or 3 days after the fight. Depends on the damage done to you. You need to learn how to protect certain body parts, which is why when they always teach you in kickboxing, American kickboxing, to block here as well as here, and you have this motion is because you're protecting kicks that are coming here, and you're protecting kicks that are coming here. And the guys doing Taekwondo where it pops low and then pops high, boom low, boom high, you know, boom boom, you know, you're gonna need to be able to block that. And if you've taken the 8-hour beating with iron rods, then you're just gonna block up here because your body's gonna be tough enough to take that pain. I'm not tough enough to take that pain, so I'm going to block. So here's where I will tell you a great spot to block. So when they're throwing their kick, most of the time it's the tip of their foot. This part. Right there. So now that you've seen that, and they're throwing one of those kicks, and you're blocking, that's where your elbow should be targeting. The top of their foot. So when you're coming down, boom, and if you can't get the elbow, boom, you know, sidestepping that hand, those two knuckles that I mentioned in the other video, these two knuckles are very dangerous. On the top of the ball of the foot. Top of the foot, like right where your tennis shoes tie string begins. From that to the center of their middle toe. The second toe, which would be your index finger, this toe. Or this toe. Yeah, it would be that toe. So, those two toes, your two, not the big toe, but the two in the middle. You have 5 toes. If you don't have 5 toes, well, then you don't have to worry about that. But that spot there is a big pressure point. So if they're throwing a kick and you block it and you hit that shit, you know, you're going to do some damage to them and they're going to stop. And if you're in a sparring match where you have to have your shoes off, that's where that's going to be. I sparred with a guy in my film, and I'm giving him a shout out. His name is Eric Chen. I didn't spar with my shoes on for a reason. It was to protect those spots. Eric Chen and I had a sparring match after we filmed Fallen Dragons. And this dude was fucking awesome with where he hit me. Because he locked up my toes. I mean, I couldn't straighten my toes. My toes were curled under my feet. I was like, dude. He's like, what, you okay? I was like, nah, I'm not. He's like, what? I was like, dude. He's like, are you hurt? I said, no, I'm not hurt. But whatever you did to me, you curled my toes. I can't uncurl my toes. I can't walk. It's like, what? I said, I can't walk. I have to walk on my heels where I can't walk. Can you fix it? He's like, it'll wear off. I was like, no, it needs to wear off now, dude. I can't. He's like, as good as you are in martial arts, you can't undo that. I was like, hell no. I said, you need to teach me whatever the hell that was. He hit me in those spots that I just mentioned. And so he had to re-hit me in those spots and grind. And when he grinded, my toes came undone. I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. So I've never forgotten that. I haven't never been able to have the success with that he's had on me with anyone. But that there in itself, it hurt. And it hurt more because I couldn't undo the damage. My feet were like just stuck. And I was like, oh my God, you got to fix this so I can go home. I can't walk home like this. He's like, is this why you don't spar with your shoes off? I said, that's exactly why I don't spar with my shoes off. When you spar with your shoes on, you have some protection. He's like, yeah, that's true. I said, yeah, I'm not going to get into a fight with a guy and take my shoes off. It's like, what? I said, hey, every martial arts school that I've gone to, you have to take your shoes off to train. I said, I'm going to be the first martial arts school that shit's not allowed. You can buy kung fu shoes for the inside of the dojo, just like ballerinas. I said, I would much rather them have those and protected feet in case someone like you happen to come along in my dojo and just start whooping up on them. They'll have some kind of protection. He's like, that's not funny. I said, no, I was deadly fucking serious. Look at how you curled up my damn toes. And so once we got that fixed, you know, it was fun as hell for Eric to have done that. And it taught me a damn good lesson. And Eric was a beast, you know. He was like 5'8", nothing but muscle. And Adrian Cowell was like 6'1", and he's Chinese, nothing but muscle. And he played my half-brother in the movie. So when I find the footage to all that, and the Bowie Sisters were great. When I find the footage to that in the movie itself, I'm going to put that up. But I'm going to put up all my shit eventually. But yeah, man, it was like, it was so phenomenal that those things happened. And when he showed me, you know, some stuff, and I was like, God damn, he's like, yeah, it's Kung Fu and Kempo combo. And I forgot whatever the hell he called it, but it was awesome. And I didn't get to spar with Philip, but I did spar with Eric, and they were friends. So I'm pretty sure Philip was probably just as dangerous. And, you know, when you're sparring with people who really know their shit, you know, or know a little bit more than you got to be aware of that shit. Because if that guy and you ever get in a rumbling, you know, you're going to have to know, oh, this guy did some shit that fucked up my feet. I need to be more careful, you know. And for the record, Philip was Filipino. Eric and, I just forgot his name. God damn it. Eric Chen, Adrian Cowell. Both of those guys were Chinese. And all of them were great martial artists. So, you know, as martial artists goes, you know, you have to be aware. And the Bowie Sisters, they're both, I think, from Vietnam. But they're all great martial artists. They knew Taekwondo. And I needed girls in my film. And they were great. And thank you, ladies. I don't know where they are. They're all probably having great lives right now. Unlike me, who has epically been failing at this acting thing since the year 2000. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But it was something worth mentioning. With the pain, I learned 2 or 3 things. I learned my pain threshold is pretty good. I learned that knowing someone who knows more than you helps you get better. So when you're learning about pain and when you're learning about your body and when you're learning how to control things, you might want to learn a little bit of manipulation. Because Eric manipulated the shit out of my foot. Now, I don't know how he did it, and I've never been able to do that to anybody. But I know where he hit me. I've never forgotten where he hit me. And it wasn't like he stomped me, because we both were like kicking, but I don't know what he did. But when he kicked my foot, my toes instantly curled up. It's like he knew exactly what to do. And he was stronger than me, but I was quicker than him. So it was a good combo, because whenever he could throw one, I could throw two. So he put an end to that really quickly when he curled up my feet. And when I put my feet back, I was like, what the? And he's like, toop, toop, so we're blocking. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay. And I was like, okay, you got to stop for a second. I can't get my feet right. It's like, why? I was like, I don't know, you did something. It's like, I don't know what Chinese magic you done pulled, but my feet are fucking stuck, dude. And so after we fixed it the first couple of times, then he did it again. And I was like, okay, they're like permanent now. So that was what led to the first part of the video. And he had to undo whatever the hell it was he did. And it was fun. You know, if anything, it was more fun and a learning lesson than anything else. It did hurt like fuck, but it was more, I learned something from it as to not knowing what would be next. So I think that if we were probably in a real fight, once he curled up my feet, he probably would have been able to kill me. Without question. No, as good as I am, I've never curled up anybody's feet. I've had my feet curled up, so those were my only good arsenals. Because he actually pointed out, he said, you know, you're really good at kicking. I said, yeah, it's the best thing for martial artists ever to be great at kicking. He said, not really. I said, yeah, you've proven that you can take out my weapons. He said, yeah. I said, I hate to see what you can do to my arms. He's like, nah, I'm not really good at fucking with people's arms. I said, unless I'm going for a break. I was like, well, I'm not going to sit there and let that happen. He said, I know. You're pretty fast. I was like, yeah, you're pretty damn strong. He's like, what, you expected me to not be so strong because I was Asian, dude? I was like, hell no, I expected you to be way stronger. So we had a good laugh. We had a good time. And Eric is my boy, and I hope he's doing well. And I hope whatever he was studying for back then, that he's doing really great in 2019. I'm still at it, guys. I'm still at it. I'm not winning any of these fights with this acting career, but I haven't given up. And I want to thank all you guys for that. I want to thank everybody on YouTube, because I'm going to bring this video to an end. I had to go change my clothes into the dryer. So we're going to make this the final video with this martial arts stuff. But before I go, you know, there are a lot of things that I've addressed. I just honor, I just respect, I just pain, I just macho complex, I just pride. But the thing that led me to this all was my lust for fighting. Not my love for fighting, my lust for fighting. When I was 6 years old, and this has probably happened to more black kids in their homes in the years that I was coming up than in the years you guys are coming up, because it wasn't considered child abuse, it was just part of black culture. I was the smallest guy in the family. I was smaller than all of my uncle's sons, but I was probably one of the oldest kids. And so most of my uncles, except for the ones that were still enlisted while I was being put through the ringer, had me go out and fight kids and would pick me up almost every other day and made me fight kids in the street. Alright? I'm grateful and disheartened at the same time. I'm grateful because I became a great fighter. And I discovered martial arts when I was 7 with a guy who taught me for like 3 years for free at the dojo. And I'm grateful for that. I wish I could remember who the hell you were. I can't even remember your face. But I remember I was 7 and was up where Murray Steaks used to be. Now it's like a temporary store. Right between Mel's and the other restaurant. We're across the street from the Zion's Church, out where Wild Wings is, or wherever the Amtrak station is. The dojo was over there. And for 3 years, I got some free lessons in Kung Fu, karate, whatever. It was freestyle karate, excuse me. And I learned a lot. Then I watched a lot of movies, picked up a lot of moves, and started training them. And I got better at those moves from TV than I got better than the moves in the dojo. Then I discovered Master Ennis in the inner stairway. So I started taking Taekwondo. But no matter what martial arts I took, I couldn't get taught fancy kicks. I learned all my fancy kicks from TV. Alright? First time I seen a tornado kick, the guy that played Raphael did a tornado kick. And so I started doing it. I got great at it. I took Kempo, they called it the hurricane kick. He said, who taught you that? I learned it from TV. It's like, okay. So then I learned the reverse tornado kick. And I learned that also from TV. Because no one would teach me the fancy shit. They only kept me with the basics. So when I started watching people like Michael Worth and Gary Daniels and Chuck Jeffries and them, if they could do it, I could do it. I have an accelerated learning complex when it comes to martial arts. If I can see it, I can do it. And now that I'm damaged, I can no longer see it and do it, but I used to be able to do that. So I always said that if I ever get a martial arts school, this is how this is going to work. I'm going to set a bunch of kids in a room and make them watch Power Rangers for like an hour. That's your first class. You're going to go home. You're going to go home and you're going to practice that shit without springing off your parents' couches or whatever. You're going to come back and you're going to show me everything that you could do. And then I'm going to teach you from there. Your next step up, I'm going to make you watch some Chuck Norris and some Bruce Lee stuff in every current martial artist there is. And you're going to practice that shit. You're only going to watch clips, but you're going to practice it. And then I'm going to train you from whatever level you are on right then and there. I'm not going to put you through the basics of I'm going to teach you how to block, but I'm going to teach you how to block boxing style. And I'm going to teach you how to throw knuckle punches, so that you don't have to do any damage to yourself. As we come to a close, I want you guys to know that as a martial artist, my job is to teach you how to survive. But my job is also to unlock everything that you have within you and pray that you take the right path and not the left path and not the path that I took, which was right down the middle. Your honor is everything. Your respect, your pain, your joy, your love. Your honor is everything. Keep that in mind. Now, before you go all on a tangent with other martial artists, there is dark honor and there is light honor. And my honor is that shade of gray that no one measures, that line down the middle between the yin and the yang. And the reason I say that is because, as an honest person, I have done some bad shit. I've done good shit, but I've done bad shit. No one ever claims their bad shit. They only claim the good shit they've done. And they throw the bad shit out the window. Well, here's the thing. Your bad shit comes back to bite you in the ass. So you might as well own it. I have done probably an equal amount of both. So I go forward trying to do more good than bad. But I've also learned that sometimes doing good don't always work. Sometimes doing bad kind of works. So I stay down that middle path. And people will be like, well, how do you maintain your honor? I may do bad, but I don't do dishonorable shit. Sometimes doing bad things does not mean you're doing something dishonorable. It just means you made a choice that probably wasn't the best choice. No. As a martial artist, honesty, your honor, respect, and pain. Those are the things that I hold most dear. Pain keeps me alive. Because I'm under so much pain that I often wish that I wasn't here. The honor of being here, the honor of having friends that keep me alive, and y'all know who you are, keeps me going away from the pain. My honor, which allows me to do great and honorable things, and sometimes a little shady, but mostly great and honorable things, they keep me in line. I yield a lot to the dark side. I will kid you not. I have so many dark thoughts sometimes that it just scares the shit out of me, which is why I don't do them. And in most of the fights I've ever been in, I've always tried to not be exceptionally brutal. But it also depends on my opponent. If my opponent is one of the people, like in the example I gave, they just won't stop, sometimes I have to do bad to make them stop. Is that a good thing? Not always. Sometimes you go too far and you hurt people I did not take martial arts to truly become a true martial artist, and I wound up becoming more of a true martial artist by learning martial arts than what I took it for. Because the truth be told, when I started taking martial arts, it's because I was a street fighter, and I wanted to learn how to hurt people bigger than me so that they would not hurt me. Now, as honorable as that does not sound, there is a bit of honor in it, because the honorable me grew, and I changed to the point where I know I can hurt people, so I choose not to hurt people. When I started off and I was hurting people, I didn't know that I was really, really hurting people, but I knew that they weren't hurting me. Double-edged sword. So as I got older, once I became 17, 18, I knew fully well of how bad I could get. Being taught by a Green Beret at my job didn't help me become less dangerous. Then going to the military didn't help me become less dangerous. It only added more to my arsenal, minus the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that I learned in Delta because I suck at it and I have no ground game. But don't always believe that you don't have a ground game just because you can't do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There are other forms of martial arts that do invest in ground. Wushu, not so much. Wing Chun, a little. Some Shaolin do invest in your ground game. Jeet Kune Do invest in adaptation. I invest in adaptation. And when you can adapt to every fighting style, you are a champion, or you are one of the best. But the trick is, to win during any fight, it's all about your skill level, and if you're lucky enough to get in the first move. If both of you guys are really good at defense, it's going to be a fun run. If only one of you guys is good at defense and the other guy's only good at offense, it's going to be a fun run. If one of you guys suck at defense and the other has a great offense, it's sleepy sleep. So be respectful. Have honor. Try not to put too many people in so much pain that you don't care. Respect, love, honor, peace. Try to follow at least some of that. And if not, do what you need to do. Just don't come after me. I'm James Williams Jr. Come Family number 2. Be seeing you.